completely off center here, but there we go. Okay. So it is now about 7:38 p.m. on Tuesday, January 3rd. And I'm trying to get situated here. I don't have much moved room around back here. Yeah, I am on a roll already. Yeah, let's just leave that in there. So yeah, I don't have much room to move around back here because there's like not much space between my table and this wall back here. So anyhow, I believe yesterday I said I would do a review of 2016, how it was for me, because I know it was awesome for y'all. I mean, because 2016 was just awesome all around. Yeah. Okay, and I had to go through my Tumblr and some of my Facebook to even remember what all happened last year, because, yeah, for some reason, like, back in December or January seemed like it was years ago, even though obviously it wasn't, so, yeah. Alright, so in January, I don't think much actually happened in January. The only thing I had posted in Tumblr was like a sort of, it was a personal thing, but that I had worded to be like less like more for other people too. So for those of you who don't know, I have 3 half siblings. They're all on my dad's side. I'll probably get into that some more later, and I know I've got into it in my previous videos. So I'm going to call them by their first initial. So, because I don't know, as far as I know, they don't have YouTube channels, and I don't know what names they would want me to use on the internet, so we're just going to call them by their first initials. Okay, so I'm the oldest. Then the middle one is M. She has her mother, and M lives in Georgia right now. She's in her 20s. And then I have a younger sister and a brother who are, both of them are full siblings. My sister we'll call J, and my brother we'll call T. So yeah, they're full siblings. J lives with our dad, and T, I think, lives with their mom. I'm not sure what the whole situation there. I've never met any of them in person, but I did talk to them online somewhat. Okay, so M is now, no, 19. She's 19 now. So, and then T is, how old is T? 50, I forget. I don't know how old my siblings are. I don't really talk to them. I think my little brother is like around 15-ish, somewhere there. He's still like a teenager, like just in high school somewhere, I think. Yeah, I am terrible at math, so forgive me for that. Yeah, so Jay has been in college about not quite a year, like a year-ish, somewhere in there. She just recently graduated high school. And so, you know, with M, okay, T, my little brother, first, I've noticed, like, guys or boys don't really spend a lot of time on social media. It's just, for some reason, it seems to be dominated by women or girls. I don't know if that's the case for everybody, but in my family, it seems to be. So, I talk mostly with M and J online, especially M. M is like, I think, around maybe 7, 8 years younger than me. So, like, we have a lot more in common and have a lot more similar interests, and, like, she's kind of, I don't want to call her geeky, but she kind of likes the same things I do, and we have a lot of the same opinions on some things. Jay is like more, she's a lot more like my younger cousins, because I have a cousin who's 1 year older and one who's 1 year younger than she is. And like she's more into her friends and hanging out with friends and doing like things with actual people, not online. And you know, so I would follow Jay on, I followed her on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and Facebook. I'm still still following her on Facebook. But yeah, we had like, basically, Jay liked to post a lot of pictures of drinking and tweets about drinking, going out with friends, getting drunk, and I called her out on it, basically. And like, you know, this doesn't look good. And she's like, and she was all, you know, well, I just thought it was funny, and this me and my friends joking around. I'm like, okay, I'm still calling bullshit, but okay. And then basically, I suggest, this is going to be a long video apparently, because I'm still in, it's like 3 minutes, I'm still in January, but we're just going to go with this. So, you know, so like we got into a little argument over Facebook chat or whatever, and you know, I suggest, you know, well, maybe we should stay in contact more so, you know, that misunderstandings like this don't happen, because I mean, you could have used those drinking and partying GIFs or not apps, memes, whatever, on Twitter as a joke, okay, that's perfectly understandable. But when you do it constantly, and you post pictures of yourself drinking, I have seen the photos, Snapchat isn't that short. Guess what? I can screen cap a Snapchat. I can't talk right, but I can screen cap a Snapchat. So I have screen caps of that. And I've saved pictures off of Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, by the way, if you put your Twitter on private, there are still ways to read it. You can't see pictures that you post, but other people can still read what you post. Just to let y'all know. I'm not going to say how, but I can still read her tweets. But anyhow. Because I don't like stalk her, because that'd be weird, but I just wanted to see if it was possible, and it is possible. But yeah. Anyhow, so I'm like, well, okay, so we should stay in contact a little more. So, like I said, misunderstandings like this don't happen. And what is she? And she's like, okay, well, yeah, we should do that. What does she do? She cuts me off of everything. I'm blocked off of Twitter. I'm blocked off of Instagram. She blocks me on Snapchat. Can someone out there please explain to me how cutting someone off of all social media is staying in contact, is keeping in touch? How does that work? Now, if she had said something like, well, okay, we had this misunderstanding, but I think I need time to deal with this, and I just need time on my own, I'm gonna, explain yourself at least, because, I love my sister as a sister, but what the fuck? I'm just gonna, I know I'm probably shouldn't curse, but what the fuck? You don't say you're gonna stay in contact with somebody and then immediately cut them off the next day. That just doesn't even make sense, and that makes you look even more suspicious. So, do I think you're using do I think she's using those drunken memes as, jokes? No, my sister is underage drinking. Anyhow, moving on to February. Okay, so in February, let's start with a good note. Okay, so I do genealogy. And there's times when you're trying to do genealogy and you'll see names like, oh, hey, that name looks familiar. And you think, oh, this famous person has this last name. Oh, famous person has the same last name that's in my family tree. I wonder if I'm related to them. So you do if you're good at genealogy, you do the research, go on Wikipedia, look up who they're. Alright, sorry about that. My camera will only record for a certain amount of time before it cuts off, so there will be random jump cuts in several of my videos. So apparently I am the 7th cousin first removed of Peyton Manning and his brothers. I kind of actually figured out that we were cousins through because I have a Manning in my family. I'm like, oh, we're related. So I went up my line and went to was it Wikipedia, and then went up that line through that in Google and whatever, and found a common ancestor. And then later on, actually, last year, there's an app called We Are Related. I'll try to find a way to link that in the description below. And you have to find a way to upload your family tree, and then the app kind of compares it to famous people's family trees, and he shows up on that app as well as my 7th cousin first removed. So apparently I'm related to Peyton Manning. Okay, so, what else? Let's see. Oh, okay, so also in February, my aunt or my great aunt passed away. It wasn't unexpected, but it's not a way you want to start the year, basically, especially in February. So at the time, I was working part-time, and I had to put in an unpaid UTO request, or okay, jump cut again. Anyway, so I put in UTO, or I put in a request for unpaid time off, because at the time I was working part-time and I didn't qualify for PTO or paid time off. So, okay, my aunt passed away. I put in a request to take the day off to go to the funeral, and at the time with my job, I felt like I needed to say that, oh, my aunt's funeral is this Friday, but I can come in after. Because I was so afraid of losing my job that I felt like I had to come in after a funeral to go in to, keep my job. I mean, I don't think I did, but it just felt like I did. So I said that, and then, I'm like, okay, because, I mean, I wasn't like, you know, deeply saddened by it. I mean, I am sad that my aunt passed away, but like I said earlier, I think it wasn't unexpected, and yeah. So I would have been fine to do some, like menial task, whatever. So, you know, I said that, and I put in my request, and at some point before the funeral, my boss was like, well, how long do you think the funeral will be? How long do I think the funeral will be? Who asked that? I mean, yes, technically I could have come in after the funeral, but at the, like, that would have been, you know, I don't know what my family is going to do because I was riding with them. I'm not going to drive a separate car when we live so close together and I can just ride with them to save gas because I wasn't paid enough for gas and groceries and bills and everything. I'm like, what? So anyhow, I ended up riding with my great and pop. My pop is my great aunt's brother. So, you know, they felt like they needed to stay the whole entire time. So with that, I ended up not going back to work that day. So, I mean, because it's a fucking funeral. You don't ask somebody when they're going to, like, how long a funeral is going to be. And that was kind of one of the major clues that I needed to leave my job. And that's like when whatever it is inside you, like your spirit, your soul, that makes you care for something, like care for what you do, that had already started to leave like sometime in 2015, but it was really starting to go, my give a fuck was starting to go like right around then. Like, I just did not have it in me to put in an effort. Like, I knew I needed to look for something else, but like there's a time, like, I think especially with like my generation, and I'm sure several others who've had to find jobs in like the mid to early 2000s, where you feel like if you have a job, whatever that job is, however much you like or hate it, you need to keep that job so you can pay or somewhat pay your bills. It's not about, oh, what do I want to do with my life? It's, I've got to pay bills. And so you keep whatever you can get. And that's how I felt about that job. And, you know, I just didn't have the energy to look for anything else. So anyhow, so that happened. Started off, can't talk, my 2016 with the funeral. Okay, and also I had a dream. Like, I know we all dream, but I don't remember many of my dreams. I had a dream about getting into trouble for taking a day off to go to a funeral. When your work is starting to get into your actual dreams, that's another huge sign. Okay? So then in March, what did I do in March? I visited my friend, I'll call her C, in the mountains. So that was I actually had a good time there. I don't remember at the point where I don't remember what I did. Remember, I froze in her house because my friend likes to keep it really, really cold. So froze in her house, and we tried to do a Star Wars marathon. We tried to at least do the prequels because we were doing other things as well. We got to, I think, episode 2, and my other friend T and I, we have ADD, and it didn't happen. So yeah, we tried, it didn't happen. So then, oh yeah, another thing I posted about. In March, Dancing with the Stars came back on. I'm pretty sure it came on earlier, but I have it in my Tumblr as March. And there was, like, one of the couples was, who was it? Keo and Jody. And I'm sitting there watching, like, okay, they're like, alright, new guy dancing, okay, cool. My granny's like, you know that sound that old, like, I'm gonna call her old, that's rude. That older people, like grandmother age generation or great grandmother generations, because I know some of y'all out there might be a bit younger, even though I kind of curse in here, but yeah, don't curse like I do. That's not a good idea. But anyhow, you know that kind of thing that older people do? They're like, when you see something, they disappear, like that sound they do, that half, that thing. I don't know what to call it. I call it the disapproving, that, like, that's like, like, I can't do it, but hopefully some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So my granny did that disapproving thing to the black and white couple on Dancing with the Stars, and that and some other, not really comments, but that kind of that look people give. That apparently apparently good old-fashioned racism is alive and well in the South, and I might do another video on that later. So, like, yeah, I know I'm not the one to be talking about this as a white person, but there are several types of racism. Yeah, whole another topic, but my family, they will treat anyone and everyone equally, but they just, like, I would probably be disowned if I started dating a black person in my family, but, I can be friends with them, that's no problem. You can be friends, neighborly, polite as possible, but you can't marry into our family, apparently, or something. I haven't figured out the rules. Some days we're welcoming to anyone and everyone, other days, at the TV when we see a black and white couple. So, but when I say we, I mean them, not me. I don't give a rat's ass either way, but,